Hello everybody and welcome to Haus. I'm Rob, and today we're going to be taking a look at the mythical, legendary, rumored and maybe overhyped underground for Pokemon Legends ZA. Yes, that's right. The area that all of us are kind of hoping is going to be in this game, as we already know a couple things about where we're going to be catching Pokemon and how it's all going to work, but one of the things that I feel like a lot of people are hoping for, considering this city is based on Paris, is that we will have some sort of subway system underground. And I'm here for, you guys to go over what I've seen so far and kind of my theories around this as well. But before we dive in, I'm going to ask that you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the awesome Pokemon content we have coming out on a nearly daily basis, excuse me, and make sure to let me know in the comments section below what you guys think of this map so far, this underground possibility. Would you rather it be a subway, a sewer system, or even the catacombs that so many people have been hoping for? But let's just dive into it here. I have the map already pulled up, as you guys should be able to see, and my hope is that we're going to kind of walk through what we've seen so far in the trailers. You guys will kind of see where I'm coming at with this. And then I am going to talk specifically about one of the theories that I think could be really interesting. So yeah, let's dive into it here. I mean, this map is very interesting, right? There are a lot of little details that people have noticed, right? From the different museums and hotels to even just some of the coloring, right, of the map. Like, what do each of these sections mean now that it's green, blue, red, I guess, pink, and a shade of yellow. All of these different things. We went over this, a couple weeks ago when we first got the map, but there was a part where I was really talking about the fact that I think that there is going to be some sort of underground, because we already know, and I think it's on this one, yeah, that you're going to be able to go up, right? So, this was in, the second trailer here, where you were able to get up onto the rooftops, you're able to jump across them, you're able to catch Pokemon at them, and that was something that we already knew, right? But what we've also still been shown is kind of this canal sewer system that has been in these other trailers that we've gotten over the last few weeks. You can see on one of these latest ones, you have this trainer with a Malamar. He's hanging out down here. Actually, I'm just seeing the Soul Rock on this bridge here. Had never noticed that before, but there you go, a little Soul Rock there as well, an Easter egg that was left for us. But you're clearly going to be able to get into this water, right? You see the Magikarp, the Inkay, and the Gyarados here as well. But if you look farther in the back, right, you see this little hole that is going under Lumiose City, and I think, that's going to be something that's hopefully expanded on is the word that I am looking for here. Because we talked about the Lumiose Tower as well this week and discussed what is it going to be? How are they going to make it work? We talked about how there's a wall around it. And, this underground system here really kind of leaves it open to us being able to maybe go under Lumiose Tower. Maybe this is just another connection to continue on through the canal systems here, but there was a point where I figured I might as well go back and look at the original trailer to see if there was anything that we could get. So, because it's outlining the city, there's nothing really underground here, but then we get to the canal system that is kind of almost in the same spot for the, Prism Tower, and what's different here is that in this one, they have the bars going around it. And, in this one, there are no bars, so you're not blocked off. But maybe they originally were planning on it being blocked off. I don't know how far in development they were. This is from the 2024 trailer, which is obviously, very different. And I think at some point I want to kind of go through these and figure out how exactly, things have changed and, maybe what hints they were giving. It's actually funny, we're talking about the Soul Rocks on here. Maybe they're not Soul Rocks. I don't know, because it looks like it changed from them being maybe these like sword and shields. But again, either way, getting distracted there. I really do believe that there's going to at least be a sewer system in this game. We've seen it multiple times in the trailers, right? We know there's going to be multiple levels. So, at a minimum, we're going to get 3 levels. It's going to be like this canal sewer level, this, main street level, and then this upper level, above the buildings and on the buildings as well. So we know that. But when you look at this map, right? Oops, sorry, wrong maps. Where is the map that I am looking for? Is it here? Okay, here we go. This map is an interesting one. So somebody went through on Reddit and decided to kind of, tell us where everything was based on these older maps. I went through that as well. But this person also agreed that this area down here might be a sewer/catacomb area. So I wanted to look at the map without the, the different labels that were put on it. And what's interesting is that, we're looking either through this area or this area when we're looking at the Lumios Tower, area for you to go into or under it, from these different canals. And what's interesting about that is that there's still these little off areas over here, and I think there's another one somewhere around. Yeah, there's one down here as well. And I can't remember if there was. Oh, and then here's one here as well, and here. So, in my opinion, it feels like it's almost a guarantee that we are going to be getting some sort of canal system, right? You can see all of them have water going into them, and I would be really surprised if they decided to cover up these areas or to block them off from us being able to go through them. I don't know if maybe this is just a water causeway that'll go under the Prism Tower and allow us to go straight through to the next canal area. I'm really interested to see how open this map is actually going to be for us. But it feels like all of these systems are connected. These waterways go through here, down even into here, all the way maybe down through here. So there's like this whole row of water, especially in these earlier areas, that you're going to be able to, I would say really on this half of the Lumios map, that you're going to be able to explore. And one of the questions that people have been asking is, how are you going to get ghost Pokemon? How are you going to get dark Pokemon, right? A lot of that has had to do with the night and day cycle, especially as what we saw with Legends Arceus. And I think that, we're going to have those Pokemon, able to be caught, especially, there's going to be a graveyard area that has been shown in these trailers as well multiple different times. I also think the night and day cycle, obviously, within the game and during, the ZA Royale portion of the game, is going to possibly allow that. But I still think that there's going to be more to this than just the sewers. Again, I feel 85% confident, I would say, that we're going to have some sort of sewer system in this game. But I still think that there's going to be an underground area for, other ground Pokemon and whatnot. And I think it's going to be based on the Catacombs. And what I decided to do was kind of go and look up a map of the known Catacombs that are under Paris right now. And I wanted to kind of discuss how these look. And what's interesting is, if you look at this map, all of the red areas are where these catacombs are. And it almost looks like, they're roads, and they kind of align with some of the roads. Well, I guess maybe not the roads, but they kind of align with some of the roads in Paris a little bit. All these areas are... It was a little confusing for me at first, to be honest with you, because it almost looked like this was like a wall. But then I ended up figuring out that that was the catacombs, that you have these buildings up here with the catacombs underneath them. And they are very vast, very, very, I don't know, almost unexplored in certain parts of Paris. Like, they're still working on, mapping out some of these areas. And it just feels like a prime opportunity when we are looking at the rest of this map for them to add another layer, because the big concern, along with the Ghost and the Dark Pokemon, has been you know, how big is this map going to be? And this is something that I've expressed on a multitude of different videos where I'm worried that we're just not going to have enough space. How are you going to fit 240 different Pokemon in this? I think it'll be close to 250, maybe a little bit more, but you have, you know, obviously all of the extra Mega Pokemon. How are you going to get some of the Gen 6 Pokemon, you know, that are native, obviously, to this region in here as well? Are they just going to cut some of them? The wild areas are obviously great. There are multiple of them throughout this city now, but it feels like we are going to need layers to this, and they already gave us the top layer. It's so obvious. I think that they are hiding this, at a minimum, the sewer system, but I think the potential subway or catacombs or some other layer under this whole map seems to make a lot of sense. I went back and checked to see if there was like a sewer type system or anything like this in X and Y, and there was not. It was literally all surface level stuff. You could go into some shops and everything as well, and that's kind of what I remembered, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing on anything. So there's no, you know, hint or preview as to how that's going to work and what that's going to look like. So I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Again, I am pretty convinced that we're going to get a minimum, at a minimum, a sewer system, but I really believe that there's going to be another level and that these sewers may allow us to, I think specifically down here, I really like that, you know, this was labeled here, this catacombs area, this at a minimum sewer area, but this one really doesn't lead to anything. I mean, unless if you're going to say that's going to go all the way up here, but it would feel like this would be a perfect place then, if that were the case, for them to have at least a mini area, even if it's not the entire map, with a catacomb under it, similar to what Paris has. So again, let me know what you guys believe in the comment section below. I'm more than open to hearing your thoughts and would love to converse with you guys in the comments about this. But that is going to wrap it up for us on this video. So with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.